Hello, thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Heather, I'm the stamper and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Fareham in Hampshire in the UK. And I'm here with my weekly 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock in the UK time PM YouTube live, and thought we'd do some crafting together. It's been an absolutely beautiful day, but I have been at work since 6 o'clock this morning. So I'm pretty tired. So I have got stuff prepared though, which is good. And I thought we'd have a bit of a play with a bundle that you might not have seen. So if you're joining live, welcome. Thank you for coming on. And if you're joining on the replay, also welcome and thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoy. What is there? So I know it takes people a little bit of time to kind of join for a live. So I thought I'd just kind of tell you what's been going on. I've had a few Happy Hedgehog classes, which has been fantastic. I've got another one on Saturday, Zoom class on Saturday, and then another one on Friday for my regular in-person Messy Hands class. So we'll be making lots of cards using the Happy Hedgehog set. And then tomorrow I've got Cuppa and a Card, which is my first one in Emsworth, and got lots of lovely ladies booked on for that. So if you're watching this and you're coming to Emsworth tomorrow morning, I'll see you tomorrow, and look forward to spending some time with you and crafting. So I think I will probably spin you over very, very shortly and see what we've got. Just making sure we're live on YouTube, which we are. Hello, Lisa. How are you doing? All right. Nice to see you. I know it takes people a few minutes to jump on, but I don't want to sit here too long just babbling at you all. But if you are catching on the replay, feel free to fast forward a little bit, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I'll spin you over, and we'll have a look at what we're going to be using. I won't get started creating for another couple of minutes, but we'll look at what we're going to be using. Made you sick a minute, sorry. I don't have a fancy gizmo. I need a fancy gizmo. Hey Shirley, nice to see you virtually, that is. Thank you for joining us this evening. So I'm going to be using a bundle. It's kind of straight, isn't it? Oh. I'm going to be using a bundle that most people might not have seen. Hey Anne-Marie. Hello Carol. It just called out to me. We had a chat last week, didn't we? I might have mentioned to you several times about my love of herons. My probably slightly odd love of herons. And here it is, the Heron Habitat Bundle, which I think is actually going to pair really, really nicely with the ocean front. Hey Louise, nice to see you this evening. Even though I've not got the waterfront yet, so I might have to add another order in, because I think these are going to work beautifully together. But I've used it standalone. It comes with gorgeous dies, and I'll show you those in more detail as well. Hello Katie, nice to see you. And here is a few samples that the Stampin' Up concept design team have made. And this bonsai looks pretty cool as well, doesn't it though? I like that. But no, I'm focusing on herons at the moment. So yeah, we've got a few bits and bobs that they've made using the dies. This one here is also made using the heron stamps with the sunburst. I have got that as well, but I did try it, but it didn't work for what I was going for. So that's it in the catalogue, page 88 to 89 of the 2022 to 2023 annual catalogue. So let me show you in detail. Is this a stamp set? It's got some cool sentiments in it as well. I quite like the font, a little bit different. It's got this lovely bulrush, a little bit of, I don't know, is that water or sand or something for the heron to stand on maybe. And then this flying one as well. Hey Shaz, nice to see you. Hopefully this is going better than my Facebook Live the other day. That was a bit of a disaster. So yeah, the font is cool, isn't it? It's nice. And you get the two little birds as well. So you can use those flying away. And then the dies. I don't always buy dies with the stamps because I like to fussy cut. And if the dies aren't bringing me an awful lot more than just fussy cut images, I won't tend to spend out on them. That's me. Everyone's their own person, aren't they? But these are super. And they've got this one is cool. I love that. There's grass. I've not got kind of any grass dies. at all. Yeah, I think I'm doing it wrong, Shirley. I still spend my money with Stampin' Up, but there's other things I can get. I don't always go for the dies because I just think, oh, there's more stamps I could get, or more products, papers, inks, all sorts. So there's that one that's cool. Then you get all these little pieces of grass as well, which is awesome. You get the dies to cut out the herons, which is nice. So I have used those because I've got them in the set. I have used them. Then you've got this one, which I'm going to show you what it does. I might not use it on the card, but I will show you what it does. So there's this weird one. And then you get these two, which are really nice. Let's turn this over. Let's just use this and I can show you. And I thought they were cool. And they've got little hearts, almost little heart shapes, which they cut out. So it's nice to have some banner or label dies as well, isn't it? So yeah, that's quite a cool set, I thought. Oh, where's it go? Oh, I didn't pay any attention to where it came from. It's got to go there. Go in there somewhere. So those are the dies and those are the stamp set. And let's see what we come up with, shall we? I have got it planned. That made it sound like I was just winging it, but I'm not. Not today. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. So I need a trimmer. And I've got a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And I'm going to cut this to 18 centimetres. So it's a strange size. So 18 centimetres by 21. So this width of the A4 is 21 here in the UK. And this is going to be cut to 18 centimetres. Probably about 7 inches if you want for the US, 7 inches. And then score in half at 9 or 3.5 inches. This is my imperial measurements on the fly. So see how we get on, shall we? Yeah, we're doing a slimline card, Katie, but not a normal, what I would call a slimline card. We're doing a super slimline card. And that's because I want to use the slimline envelopes, which are awesome. So you get white ones, or I should show you really. So you got white ones, grey ones, and soft succulent ones. And we're going to use the smoky slate. So that's the sizing for that. Then we need a piece of smoky slate cardstock. And this is going to measure it's going to measure 17 centimetres. Yeah. 17. No, it's not. I'm going to have to get my ruler. Told you it would have been a long day. Right, so it measures 8 centimetres by 20 centimetres. 8 by 20. Don't worry though, because I'll use that other piece for something else. Right, 8 by 20. Or probably 3 1/8 by, what's this, 7 7/8, something like that. That's going to give you a nice border around there. Soft chocolate. Yes, that was me trying to. I was trying to say something else, Katie, and then it wasn't what I wanted to say. And then you're going to need a scrap of white. So I'm going to use the offcut of the thick. You can absolutely use thick or thin when you do certainly what I'm doing, which is ink blending and masking. You can stamp onto the thick as well. I don't tend to do it as often, so each to their own. But because I've got this offcut, I'm unlikely to use thick for an awful lot else. So I'm just going to use it for this. And that is going to measure 7.5. So it's just the 0.5 centimetre or probably 1/4 inch smaller than the grey layer. And that was 20. So we're going to go 19.5. Okay, that's our mats and layers. So I've got the brand new, only been available for 19 days, maybe even 16 days, decorative, what are they called? Artistic Mix Decorative Masks. And I think I showed you these the other day on something, but if you haven't seen them, I'll show you them all now. So you get these two, which kind of go together. And I'm going to do something with this as well. I've got an idea of like a dark colour with this and then embossing paste with this one. Can you see how it layers up and kind of fits over the top of it? So you could build up a nice layer of embossing paste there. You get the same, so you get this one which does like masks, and then you get the offcuts as well. So you can create, I had some on my grid paper earlier when I was testing it, sponging and then inking through there. So you can do that. And then you've got these two, which are similar to these two. They overlap one another. Oh, it's so easy to miss stuff in the catalogue though, isn't it? So easy. So you put this one down, sponge like a light colour, and then put this one over the top and sponge a darker colour, and you get that kind of plaid text. Yeah, these look fab. But I'm just going to use this one. I'm being boring today, so we're just going with the one. My chair feels really low. And I've got Balmy Blue and my Balmy Blue blending brush. So I'm going to lay this on top like this. And of course it doesn't do the whole thing. And if you wanted to come down and do this bottom bit, then you can. All you need to do is just do the top bit and then line it up and then do the bottom bit. So that's entirely possible, but I actually only want to do the top bit. Yeah, catalogs keep getting bigger and busier. There's so much new stuff in there, isn't there? It's brilliant, but it is easy to miss things. So it's nice for people to demonstrate them and then you get to see them. So hold the mask, because this has got very, very thin lines here. It can ruck quite easily, this one. So you just got to make sure you hold it quite well. And I've re-inked my Balmy Blue, so I really want just nice and soft. And I'm not going all over. I'm going to do a bit of an S shape, or V shape rather, just down there and across here. So you don't think you have to ink the whole thing up. Just little bit by little bit. Make sure you're holding the mask down. You can tape it down. I'm just really lazy. So I just need to be gentle and careful and make sure that I don't ruck it or move it too much. And that's kind of all I want. Yeah, that looks good to me. So I've got a bit of white still in these places. It just mixes it up a little bit. So really, really, really lightly. Hardly any ink at all. I think one of the things that I find in classes is most people struggle with ink blending is because they go too heavy, too straight away. And you really just want the tiniest bit of ink and then just lightly, 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 so that it feels like hardly anything's coming off. But actually you're getting quite a lot of ink down onto the paper. You don't really even realise it. So that is that. And that can go straight onto our mats here. So that can glue straight on. Sometimes you might want to put a ribbon around or something like that. Quite often I'll make up the card on the white and then lay it onto the coloured. But I'm just going to go for it on this one. Okay, so it's going straight down. And we could even go the whole hog and stick it on there like that. So can you see I've got a wider border around the outside? So this is a quarter of a centimetre border on each side. And this is half a centimetre border. And I think that just really helps. I love cards like that. Sandy, one of my class ladies, always makes a 6x4 card and then sticks it onto a 7x5 card base. It gives her a really, really nice effect. So what have I got then? We want to do some stamping. So I need a piece of, some scrap white. That's one. I don't know if that's big enough. It might be. That's two. And then that piece. And I'm doing all of my stamping in Smoky Slate. Move these scraps of card But try and stay tidy, because when we finish with the herons, we're going straight on to another whole suite of products if we've got time, which I'm hoping we have. Even if we haven't got time, I'll probably just do it anyway. I've got my block. Hello, Antriana. How are you doing? All right. Long time no. We had a chat the other day, but long time no see. There we go. Got those two, and I'm just going to ink it up in Smoky Slate. How gorgeous is that? Smoky Slate is a lovely colour. Yeah, really, really nice colour. It's perfect colour for herons, isn't it? So you might have known. Oh, I have put the stickers on this one. I haven't put the stickers on all of my stamps yet. I've been too keen to use them. Yeah, it's stunning. It really is a pretty one, this, Shirley. It comes out beautifully. And then this is the long heron. This is one I'm hoping will fit on here. There we go. I didn't get my Smoky Slate blend out, so I'll have to do that in just a second. And then I'm going to go totally random. You might think it works, trust me. I'm going to get Cottage Rose. And I'm going to use this one. Just the 3 little flowers from there. And when we get a bit closer to using them, I'll tell you why I thought of those ones. So that's my stamping. I have got a sentiment to stamp later, but we'll do that. We'll do that later. Okay, so I need Smoky Slate blend, which could be absolutely anywhere. There it is. Lucky shot. Yes, Katie. That is exactly why I've got them out, because they look like water lilies. Yep. Get me and my creative brain for once. I'm not normally an out of the box thinker. I'm quite an in the box thinker. So I do struggle with that kind of creative vision sometimes. So this is the light Smoky Slate blend. I'll probably just tell you what I'm doing. And I just wanted a bit of shading. So there's really no rhyme or reason to this. I don't even know if it makes any difference, but I've done it anyway. So that's really red. I think I've just redified my heron. See if I can get rid of it with a bit of Smoky Slate. Don't know what I've coloured. Oh, I know what I was colouring. I was trying out a tip, which is use your colour lifter on watercolour pencils. Obviously it leaves a residue and I haven't wiped it off, which is naughty. So I've got a bit of a discoloration there. I might get fed up with that and do something about it. Oh, thanks, Katie. Yeah, I'm kind of creative, but I'm not very good at out of the box thinking. So just putting some colour around the wing and around the base of this heron. And yeah, they might be allowed to have a touch of pink, but when it's not planned, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Right. Let's just blend that out. And I love Smoky Slate blended out. One of my favourite colours when you've got a white object, a snowman, I don't know, so a piece of metal, or like this, a bird, and you've got a white object and you just want that little bit of shading. You can really bring a bit of depth to it with the Smoky Slate. And then I've got petal pink. So this is dark petal pink going on first, just to colour these water lilies in. Oh, they're not water, apparently they're roses. It's from the Cottage Rose set, but yeah, that's what they are to me today. They are water lilies. all falls deathly quiet when I colour. It's a good way of, although I'm quite a quiet person in real life. You guys might not think so because you just see me sitting here talking to myself for an hour. But I'm quite a quiet person in real life. And I was going to say this is a good way to get me to be quiet, but quite often it actually needs to get me to talk. Depends which situation I'm in, I guess. Sometimes I'm talkative. There we go. So 3 of those. Just a little touch of dark petal pink and then light petal pink. Would the blender pens do a similar thing? For alcohol markers, Shirley, or for watercolor pencils? Because I always use the blender pen with watercolor pencils, but somebody had said, Martin Stone gave a tip that you can use the color lifter. It does work. I don't think it works anywhere near as well as the blender pen, though. This is good for alcohol markers, and this is good for blender pen is good for watercolors. Watching and colouring in the sunflowers. Oh no, it's not going to plan. Oh, Andriana, bless you. That is a shame. It's horrible when things don't go to plan. I'm going to restamp this just because that is, I know it's, you can't even see it. But look, and it's just going to bug me that he's a funny colour. So I'm just going to stamp that once more. Because I've got scraps of white coming out of my ears. So it's not like I'm short for cardstock. Sometimes the images are just ambiguous enough that they can be multiple things. Yes, exactly that, Katie. Sometimes they are. And I like that. I like the fact that that happens. Cool. Oh, I know, Anne-Marie, but you know me. I can be a little bit fussy sometimes. And when something, I'm very much, it's handmade. So if there is an error on it, it really isn't the end of the world. But if it bugs me, then I have to change it. And I'm very much, if I'm done with the card and I make a mistake last thing, I am not changing it because I spent hours on that card. I'm not changing it. But if I've made a mistake on something like that, which is easily changeable, just stamp another one, then just stamp another one. That's what I say to ladies at class as well. If you're not happy with it, just do it again. But if you get to the final stages and you think, oh, that wasn't quite straight, or oh, that doesn't look right, it's handmade, so don't worry. So there's our images. Okay. I am going to use the dies simply because I've got them and they're here to cut out my 2 herons. And they do a good job. The dies do a fantastic job of cutting things out. So bear with me while I duck down here a second. So Dad is exactly the same. He always sees the imperfection of things he's done. Yeah, like I don't always, like I say, if it's towards the end, but if I can see it and it's bugging me, then it will just bug me. There we go. So there's our heron. See, he's not cut exactly straight, but I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I can cope. And that one's come out really nicely. So there we go. 2 herons, one flying, one straight. And then we are going to have to fussy cut these ones, which is nice because it gives me something to do. Because I didn't buy the dies for the Cottage Rose set. So I'm trying to avoid seeing people doing things with it because then it makes me want it. And Triana, just like you're colouring the sunflowers, I never got the dies for the sunflowers either, just the stamp set, which I love. What's going on with your colouring, I wonder? Just not coming out the way you want. Your husband sees all the imperfections. He took half the kitchen out yesterday because the dishwasher stuck. Dishwasher stuck out by 2 mils. Isn't that the way? Yeah, I quite often say to us, "Oh, look at this card," and I must. He's really good. He's very supportive. But the first thing he says is, "It's not straight." Hmm? No, it's not, and your head won't be straight either if you keep going on like that. Bless him. He's very supportive. It's just that thing, though, isn't it? If you see it and it bugs you, then you're not going to unsee it. But if you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't seen the mistake or it doesn't bother you, then it's fine. It's funny. The brain's a funny old place, isn't it? Right. So we'll fussy cut these out, and then that's all of our images done. And then we just need to die cut some grass. So I've chosen, I thought these were quite neutral, muted colours. So the green I went for was soft sea foam, which is a beautiful colour. Totally underused, I think. And we're going to die cut some, is it grass? Is it reeds? Grass, I think. That just fits on there. So I'm going to die cut a couple of those. Oh, yes, you've got to have good cards, Andriana. Definitely got to have good card. And no line colouring is awesome. And that sunflower looks really good no line coloured if you can make it work, but it's not easy. How nice is this? Look, you even get the ridges in it. I love that. Yep, so there's one. And there's another one. So it looks a bit kind of boring on the card there, doesn't it? Let's put it together and see what happens, shall we? So I'm going to put this on the card because then I can see where my margins lie. What I don't want to do is stick my grass on over the side of this page, but I don't mind it coming off the centre of the side of my grey. So I am going to pop this together, I think. Yeah, being frugal is great, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, does it? Stampin' Up card is second to none for stamping. I used to grab the cheap card blanks when I first started from shops that you can buy them from, and I really, really found that the quality, when I stamped even just a stamped image in a colour, like I was doing flowers, I think, and stamped them on Stampin' Up card, and they were completely different colour. The texture was completely different. It took the ink all funny. Yeah, really, really opened my eyes actually to the quality of the card that Stampin' Up use, and it's so important. Same with printing as well. If I scrimp on my printed paper, I think that's why I'm not getting great results with my printer. And it's funny, isn't it? You think, oh, paper's not going to make a difference, but it can. So this is going to go on like that. And then this one's going to go just overlapping it slightly to the right. Just mindful not to come off the side of the card. I don't mind coming off, like I said, the side of the mat. Just means give it a bit more flow and a bit more movement. So that is that. Then the heron up the top is going to go on dimensionals. This is going to come together quite quickly, so I'm hoping you like it. So he's going on dimensionals. And he's just going to be flying away. Ah, thanks, Katie. He's going to be flying away about there. Then I'm going to stamp a greeting on here. Do you notice like I start talking really slowly if I'm looking for something in the hope that I can almost fool you into not realising that I've lost everything? So this is the Stylish Shapes dies. Which are fab, fab, fab. Love them. Oh my word, how pretty are they? Double stitching as well, so if you were to cut a square out of something, then you'd have the stitching on the other side. We're going to use this one, the banner die cut. And I'm going to die cut that. Am I going to stamp my sentiment first, I wonder? Depends what sentiment you want to use. I want to use this Feel Better Real Soon, I think. So I am going to stamp it first because I don't know how straight I'm going to be able to stamp it because it's red rubber. If it was a photopolymer stamp set, then I would, I might put the sticker on. So the photopolymer stamp set, then I might die cut it and stamp it because you can see what you're doing a little bit better. So, what, the Stylish Shapes are on your list, are they? Yeah, they are lovely. Really nice. Oh, thanks, Shirley. Yeah, I wanted subtle. I wanted delicate, so I feel like I've achieved it with the colour selection. Thank you. Petal Pink, Soft Seafoam and Smoky Slate. So this one's going to be stamped in Smoky Slate. Talk of the devil. And I'm going to stamp it about there. And then I'm going to die cut it slightly off to one side because I'm going to cut the left hand side off. So I'm just off centre. If you think, oh, that's not quite straight, there is a reason this time. Okay. Excuse me, I've got a really bunged up nose, but I don't have a cold. I have problems with my nose. Not that you need to know that, but if I sound a bit odd, that's why. So I'm just cutting off this right hand side. And the way I'm doing it is I'm using, I don't even know if you can see this, I'm using the dot to line up. So I know that I'm cutting at that dot, and then I'm just going to look across for the same dot on the other side, and I'm cutting straight down there. And hopefully that will be straight, she says. So that's going to go up on dimensionals as well. I can get it off my finger. Come on. Just overlapping the grass ever so slightly and lined up with the left hand side there. And then just try and get that straight, which is always hard. Okay. So Mr. Heron is going to sit under here, but I'm going to need to chop his feet off. I feel a bit mean doing this, but, you know, needs must. Sorry, dude. And he's just going to sit under there like that. Or over there, should I say. Let's go flat with this one. The one at the top and the one here balance each other out for dimension. And then he can just pop under here. And then we've got some of these little things. So depending on where they are, you might want dimensions on them. You might want to just stick them on with a bit of glue. I've got my mini dimensionals as well. So I'm going to put a couple down here. And that's going to stick on the big one. I'm just going to put another one there. I hope that's the right place. Yeah, that's good. And then this one is going to go up there like that. I'll put a little bit of liquid glue just on the bottom of this one. There we go, some flowers. There, they look like water lilies, which is why I've used them. I know water lilies don't come out at the top of the grass. That's not the plan. It's just tying in with the theme, really. Thank you, Anne-Marie. And then I've got these. So you choose. I'm going to put a choose out to you guys. I've got these, which are the iridescent pearls. So pretty. Ah, thanks, Katie. Thanks, Andriana. Or I've got these, which we are going to use in another project in a second. They are so pretty. So we've got pink, green, or blue. So do you want the iridescent pearls or the sequins? Pearls for Andriana. Pearls or sequins? Which do you fancy? Pearls, pearls. Oh, one for sequins. Shelley's all bling. Oh yes, these are pretty. We are going to use them in a minute. Oh, we are half and half. One more guess. Well, not guess. One more vote. Pearls or sequins? Anybody? Otherwise, I'll go. 3, 2. Pearls. There we go. Lisa, well done. Thank you. Pearls are in. I love them. They are so pretty. And we are going to use the sequins in a minute. So don't be too disappointed. And I'll show you one I have made with sequins as well. So don't want you to be let down. Okay, so I've literally gone mad. I've been watching. I watch a lot of craft videos, as you might assume, and I've been seeing all over Instagram like people going mad with bling, like, and having it all over the card. And I thought I'm going to have a go at that, mainly because I ordered 2 packets of these pearls by mistake, so I've got loads. So I'm going bonkers. And you can tell me whether you like it or whether you think it's a bit OTT. It might be a bit OTT, but you know, such is life. I'm doing it anyway. There we go. Bonkers with the pearls. The light's not great in here anymore, but I hope you get the gist. Pretty. Really, really subtle. Quite nice for a Feel Better Soon card. Ah, thanks, Lisa. Thanks, guys. So this was the one that I made earlier, which is almost identical, and I chose pearls last time as well. The only difference is I chose the best is yet to come. I don't know why that sentiment really spoke to me when I first designed this card on paper. I don't know whether it's because the heron's flying or whatever. You're not sure on the amount of pearls. And then this was another one that I made that I wanted to make into a normal size card. And this is where I've used the sequins. They're a bit more fussy to stick down as well, because you have to stick everyone separately. But I thought the water lilies looked quite cool here. And this is the die I was telling you about earlier. And it's just cut out a piece of... This one's your favourite, is it? Yeah, this one's just cut out a piece of basic white cardstock, sponged blue, because the blue cardstock was quite harsh against these really, really neutral colours and pale colours. I didn't want it to be too harsh, so I've ink blended onto white, which is a fabulous tip, and then die cut that instead. And then other than that, it's basically the same. This is the banner from, yeah, kind of like sand. Like, this is water for me. This is a pond. The herons actually sat in the pond with the water lilies. I thought that worked really well, but you could definitely do that with sand as well. And this is from the die set as well. So that's those two. You likeys? So we have kind of got time. I've pre-made a lot of the stuff for the next card anyway. So I'll pop these to one side. I'll try and just kind of shove everything out of the way. I will clean up my stamps, I think, just because I'm feeling good. This is a mess, isn't it? It looks worse on camera. That's my excuse. Camera's added some dirt. Oh, and so this is the card with the envelope. So it'll just fit straight into the Slimline envelope. There we go. That one goes in there. Put that one away and put the herons away. I might put the dies away as well. If you just bear with me a sec, just because I really don't want to lose them. I think I lost a little butterfly out of the Inspired by Nature, is it? Inspired by Nature or something like that, which made me really sad. I'm not putting them away well, but you know, they're in there, which is the main thing. Okay, so next one, we're going to use the True Beauty suite. I was going to do both of those heron cards, and I thought that's a bit boring, isn't it, doing two cards exactly the same? I didn't have time to design another one. Well, I did probably, but I wanted a bit of a change of scenery. So we're going to use True Beauty. Although I have done a lot of the pre-prep, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through how I made all the bits, I think. And the True Beauty dies as well, organic beauty dies. Oh, fab. So you get this trellis, which we're going to use. And then you get all of the dies that cut out the stamps, and you get these little sprigs as well, which I need to pull off because we need to use those to cut some stuff with. Okay, and I have got a bit of fussy cutting. Again, I could use the dies, but honestly, by the time I've lined the dies up, it'll take me forever. So, what have we got? Oh, it's pretty already, I think. I really like how this is going. So, again, you can't really see the light. It's got terrible. So this is basic white cardstock that has been sponged pink. Okay, I've used a colour I really don't like, to be honest, which is, I shouldn't say that, should I? I love all the Stampin' Up colours. But, you know, we've all got preferences. Dig myself out of the hole. Blushing Bride. And it looks really, really nice sponged. It looks beautiful sponged. But it doesn't look so good stamped, in my opinion. Yeah, it's really soft. It's really, really cozy. It looks so warm, leaving that white bit in the middle. Honestly, if you could see it in person in proper light as well, I'll take some decent pictures and post them. And then this is the amazing pink foiled cardstock, which you may have missed. So easy to miss. So let me show you. Here's all our foils. Here we go. Rose gold speciality paper, 6 sheets, £9.50. Absolutely beautiful, 12 by 12. And it looks like, not that, that's a bit boring, isn't it? It looks like this. Beautiful. But you get 3 different designs. So you also get, so that's that one. And you get this one. Just like a more mirror. There I am. Look. You get a more mirror. Sorry. Small brain. And then this one is like really almost rainbow, gives a rainbow effect. So they're really pretty. I've used the more muted one. because I've gone for a soft, warm, cozy feel, like Katie said. So it's not your normal size. This is going to be my normal size card base, but it's not your normal size card base. So this is a standard standard sized card base, which is 14.5 for me anyway, 14.5 by 21, and this is scored in half at 10.5. But this is 10.5 by whatever that is. So I need to trim this down to size. It's basically long-winded way of saying it's shorter than normal. So what is it exactly? 13.9. So trim that down. They were all, I think they're all really pretty. I must admit, quite like them all. My bone folder. And then that should fit directly on there. There's going to be no white border. This is the card front. So choose which you want to be your front and your back. So I'm going that side. Why was the sponge panel smaller? Oh, the sponge panel is smaller because it's the size of this, which is the trellis die. So if I wanted the trellis die to sit on a piece of white without, this is the width of it, 10.5, I wanted the same border top and bottom as well. So that's why that is. I think it's designed for the American sized cards. So we just need to make ours a little bit stumpier. So that's going to stick straight on. Now this just depends how much time you've got. If you're going to be really, I'm going to try and be quick but accurate. So I'm going to try and do glue all the way around the edge. And then on the, like the crosses, just popping a dot. But obviously you can take your time. Yeah, do you know what, Andrea? I totally thought of that when I tried to save all of the diamond bits on the plate, and I tried to just peel this away nicely and leave all the diamond. And then what I was going to do was inlay as well, so you could do the inlay technique. And at that point, I thought, oh, yeah, if I'd cut this out of self-adhesive sheets, but by that point it was a bit late. So yes, definitely you could cut that out of the self-adhesive sheets, and then all these would have self-adhesive backing on, and then you could inlay one colour and then inlay them into a different colour. I think that would look, even a few of these like inlaid in here would look quite cool, wouldn't it? I don't think I'll do that today, but you could just pop a few of them in randomly. I don't know. I'm not very good at random. Yeah. So I have saved them. I can't get them out now. I have saved them in case I use them. Occasionally you do the thing where you put on the glue on the back of your hand and dab. Yes. But with Tombow, you end up really, you do. Tombow is super, super sticky. So definitely a good plan, that, Andriana. That would work really, really nicely. For now, I'll just chuck all mine over there and probably, I just don't want to lose them because they're just made of the foil. They're gorgeous. This is the design series paper. And that's going to go across the front. I don't know whether just to trim it down. I think I'm just going to trim it down so I actually get the border still rather than covering the border up. So let me just make a little bit of a mark where I need to cut up. And then I'm going to go down with Tombow glue, and it's going on not right at the bottom, but not in the middle either. Not very accurate, basically. I'm not going to describe that to you accurately, but it's going to go on somewhere about there. And it's because we're going to put a shaker element on. So here's one I made earlier. I don't really want to show you it. I want to make it with you. So I just wanted to make sure that was in the right place. What you are going to need is 2 circle dies that basically inlay like that, like one will fit directly inside the other. And then out of the bigger one, cut a piece of Whisper White. It's because it's pretty and I want you to be able to see it as we make it, rather than, I don't want to spoil the kind of surprise. And you're going to need a piece of acetate. The same size. And cut both of those on the die cut with the same size square, circle. There's the acetate. And there's probably better ways of making shakers, but this is how I did this one. Then grab the two, put them together and cut another piece of foil, the same as the one you saw. I'm not going to do that only because I don't want to waste the foil, so I hope you'll understand. I'm going to show you how to make the basic shaker. And I've got these awesome foam adhesive sheets. I need more actually, foam adhesive strips rather. Foam adhesive strips. And we're going to take one of our strips and lay it right around the edge . And these are nice because you can just bend them round. I'm just lining up that outer edge with the outer edge of the circle, and that's what's keeping me on track. And then when you get round to the edge, you can just chop that one. Save that little piece because you can always use those for other things. They really are, aren't they? They're fab, these. And then that matches up just like that. Then what you're going to want to do is anti-stick the inside of this. Okay, if you've got one, you can use something like this. If not, just a little bit of flour even. Just grab some flour and dust it around. Because you're going to want to anti-stick it. This is just like a talcum powder in a, I don't even know, just an applicator with a brush. And I use that all the way around. And I'm rubbing it up against the sides. Yep, you can use anything really. Talcum powder, corn flour. And then what we're going to do is grab some sequins. I'm going to go blue? No, I'm going to go pink again. And I'll use it on something, I'm sure. But I want to make sure I do use it. Otherwise I can disassemble it, but I didn't want to use the cardstock. So 2 seconds. Where are my sequins? In a box. Try not to use talc, it has moisture. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Talcum powder has moisturiser in it, which probably make things stick again, won't it? And then you're just going to fill this middle bit with sequins. I love this bit. Now, how many to put in? That's always the question, isn't it? More than you think, but not too many. So I've put in a couple of spoonfuls there. That's probably enough. A couple of fingerfuls. But there's loads in there, so never going to use all of them. And then carefully, and I probably should have done this beforehand, pull this off. And then this bit's going to stick right on top. Now just line it up and stick it down. And there's your shaker. And all I've done, I know, more than you think, but less than you, more than you think, but less than you want, Katie, you've got it. Okay, so there's the shaker. And all I've done with those 2 pieces of, those 2 dies, was I cut out a piece of the gold foil, the rose gold foil. So pretty. And this is the offcut, which I can use for something else. Love that. So this is our card so far. I'm going to pop this on here. Again, I might use, that one's got more in it. But yeah, I could have got away with more. You know, pretty. And that's going to stick on somewhere like that. But I'm not going to go for it straight yet because I've got some flowers and bits and bobs, which I've pre-stamped because I wanted to make sure I got the colours right. So this is polished pink. So oddly enough, even though I've blended with Blushing Bride. Oh, hey Mandy, no worries. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us live. So even though this is Blushing Bride, this is polished pink. And it matches. So this is stamped off. This is polished pink 1st generation. This is polished pink 2nd generation. And it looks really pretty. And then this is Fresh Freesia. Do need to get some better lights though, because this is you're definitely struggling to see in the light. And then this is Pepperzaz, and this is blue, balmy blue. So we made a card earlier, Mandy, with the Heron Habitat, which I'll just show you now while I do a little bit of fussy cutting. Those were the 2 that we made earlier. I might not fussy cut all of these. Should I get the dies out? Got quite a lot to do. And the advantage of the dies is that you can do them all at once. Love that Heron set. I was really pleased with those, so thank you. Yeah, they came out good. So let's just chop these into individuals. And then I've got those sprigs that I wanted to use as well. Those ones. This is the Fresh Freesia circles, flowers. I don't know how this is going to layer on, but I have an idea. See if it comes to fruition. So the Organic Beauty dies that I had in front of me are no longer in front of me. What did I do with them? I wonder. Here they are, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to go for that one, that one, that one, and that one. And we'll quickly, if I can, die cut some of those out. I should play some like hold music or something, I feel, when I'm doing this. Squeaking is my chair, not my back. I might need a new one soon. And this flower here. I really like this one. This is going to look really super pretty with some gems. I might put some of those sequins in the middle there as well. I could sing Antrana, but honestly, we might not have many people watching after that. I think I'm a fab singer, but I've been told otherwise. This is where I need the magnetic plate because I'm trying to do lots of them at the same time. I'll be intrigued to see if anyone's got the new magnetic plate. So they've kind of come out okay. That's not good. You'll never get in trouble for like copyright. That's funny. Yeah, there's no way I'll get in trouble for copyright either. I don't even sing the right words. I make my own words up to songs if I can't remember them. Mine dress up like crazy. Okay, let's go for some more of these. Just do one more of everything and then see where we're at, see where this is going to look. I have no idea what this is going to look like. Okay, everything's lined up. Let's go for it. I'm at the weird stage of my plates as well, where they're all bent and need to be quite careful when I put them through. So what have we got? Where's the dies? Dies can go there, rubbish there. And these are the ones that we're using. So we've got a pile of these now. They're beautiful, soft colours. Love that. Looking forward to using all your new goodies. Oh, yes, Anne-Marie. I bet you are. Now you've done your craft room. I bet you can't wait to get that done. And I've got these two, and I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. But I'm going to go for it. And I'm just going to start. I was going to ink sponge, but I think I've got enough colour going on here. I'm just going to cut these out of white. So let's cut a couple of those. I don't know what I've done with my plates now. There you go. What are you going to play with first then, Anne-Marie, do you think? Which one's going to get some love first? So I've just got some plain basic white ones. Some sprigs. Okay. Like I say, I don't know what we're going to use, but we're going to have a look. So this is the card. This is the card front. There's no kind of overlap. Absolutely no idea where this is going yet. Heaven help me if it doesn't work. Like, yeah, that idea I had, no. Right, let's go for this. I think because they're quite big images, I was expecting to be able to get more on there. So Okay, let's see what that looks like. Just like that, actually. Might just need that. That might be all we need. Teacup. Oh, you're going to play with the teacups. I thought you were telling me I needed teacups, Anne-Marie. I was getting very confused. Okay, so I'm going to use a sentiment while I look at that and see what I think, because I'm still not convinced where this is going. I'm going to grab a sentiment from the True Beauty stamp set, and it's going to be the Just Because, and I've got the Stylish Shapes dies again. These really are my favourite dies, I think, at the moment. I'm going to use that one. And I think we'll stamp it in Polished Pink. Maybe stamped off. Just onto a scrap of white. As long as it's long enough. Okay. Maybe the shaker should go over the flowers. Let's stamp that once in full and once off. Oh, I'm not sure actually. It's quite let's go quickly onto something. When you stamp off, did you know it makes a difference what you stamp off onto? Did you know that? So the card is very absorbent. The grid paper isn't as absorbent. And it depends how quickly you stamp down. So that is stamped off, but I only stamped off very quickly. And that one is stamped off, but I stamped off really quite hard. So it depends. Quite hard, quite a long time. I left the stamp in contact with the paper, which sucked more ink away from it. So you can vary the strength. Let's have a look. Let's die cut this. Let's see what this looks like over the top of it. I quite like it as it is. Do we need the shaker? Even though it's really pretty. Or do we go right over the whole shaker so that you can't see it? But that it just sits behind. That's quite nice actually. Yeah, that's quite nice. Right. Sometimes you just got to play. I'm forever losing my die cutting plates. They're not going to be far away, are they? But I'm forever losing them. Right, what are you thinking, Katie? Pop them behind the shaker. You love how second and third generation stamping gives you something. Yeah, massively. They always say when you first start stamping, get a darker colour ink, because then you can stamp off and get those lighter colours. Oh, I know, we do need the shaker. It's just where to put it, Antriana. I can't work out where to put it. You liked it to the left of the shaker. Pop them behind, but you want to put behind the shaker. I quite like it like that. Not gonna lie. Because I think it's just kind of subtilized the shaker. Yeah, I quite like that, just over the shaker, so you can see it, and it covers up that bit of white space that we had at the top of there as well. Like this, yeah. I think we'll go like this. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. And then I can put a few sequins dotted around as well. Let's go for it, folks, shall we? So I'm going to stick the shaker on first. I've got to have the shaker on. What was I thinking? I'm purposefully kind of not going central. So the paper's not central, the shaker's not central. If everything isn't central, then it looks good. So this one, I'm going to just do some glue down the stem. I think like that. How do you have it? I should have taken a photograph. That was my top tip to you guys last week, wasn't it? Go for it about there. Now remember, when you stick onto acetate, it doesn't stick so easily. So it's going to take time. Time is something I'm not very good at when it comes to crafting. I'm not very patient. And these ones are just going to kind of slot in like that. So again, a bit of glue down the central panel, and it's just patience. Just pop it on and leave it, and it will stick. Okay, let's get this under there. Flower on the top like that. Was that basically how we had it? I think it was, wasn't it? I'm wondering whether to put that on dimensionals again, but that does make it quite a bulky card. So it might be this might be a give by hand card, I think. I'll text you, Katie. But yeah, basically just a craft kit. Everything else will be provided for you. Thanks, Mandy. So this is going to go, I'm going to put the dimensionals on here actually. And I might even just go, while we're going dimension, let's go dimension. Channeling, I always say I'm channeling my inner Emma, because she likes to froosh her flowers. It's going to go across there. That actually, the sentiment really makes a difference, I think. Is that going to go flat, or is that going to go? I'm just going to go for it. Let's get the dimensions on. And I'm going to go double dimension over on this right hand side. Might be a card to go in a box, I think, by the end of this. Oh, thank you, Antriana. I'm glad you like it. And we're not even done yet. I'm just going to throw some stuff out. I've got a white bow in mind. I've got sequins. I've got all sorts. And I know it's 9:15, but he's still racing. I have got a class to prep for tomorrow, but you know, that doesn't start until 10:30. So we've got time. We can do it. So how many of those off and how many on? One more on. I know this is it. I've thought this is what I had pretty in my head when I made this. Again, this one's drawn out as well. I draw out quite a lot of my card ideas in a notebook, a sketchbook. I might need one more dimensional under there actually, because it's got all the cardstock and everything. So let's just pop another one under there. So we've gone triple dimension. There we go. Now white bow, I'm thinking. I've got this gorgeous ribbon. I love this. You're prepping for your class too. All the card is cut, Shirley. I wonder how you're getting on with yours. All the card is cut. I just need to pack the bags, and it's not too arduous a class, so I'm hoping I'm all over it. cuppa and card tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Okay, so I've done a double bow. You didn't see me do that. I get asked a lot how I make my bows, and I think it's probably the hardest way that you could think to do them. So I don't tend to show it much, but actually most people do okay. Most people get it when I show it to them, which amazes me because it took me weeks to learn how to do them. And then I'm just going to trim the ends of my bow. Again, you never know whether you're going to want this until you actually go for it. But I'm going to go for that. I like it. It's a bit over the top, but you know. I wonder whether a single bow might be better. Let me just put that there and see what a single bow, because I don't want to cover too much of my shaker up. Still doing some cutting is a good distraction. It's nice. I love having videos on, but you are chatting, Shirley, and if you can't chat and cut at the same time. I watch a lot of films when I craft, and I don't actually watch them. Russ says to me, "You've seen that already." Like, yeah, but I didn't really watch it. I wasn't really paying any attention. Do you know what, Lisa? Sometimes you have to go all in. You are absolutely right. Oh, a double bow if I want your vote. I think we might end up being a double. I always use this ribbon. This ribbon is one of my favourite go-to. It's the white crinkled seam binding. So pretty. Right. So that's the single, which is actually really pretty. And that's the double. Let's go double. Let's go for it. You can still see the shaker behind, can't you? Still see all those sequins. So now we've just got more sequins to put on. So I've got my take your pick tool. I'm going to put some pearls, I think, in the centre of here. This might take a while, so if you guys have got the patience to stick with me, then I'm quite impressed. So I think my take your pick tool needs new like rubber, but I was thinking we put a few pearls in the middle. How many should we have? Just 3? 3 looks quite good actually, doesn't it? Let's put those in the middle. Ah, thanks, Shirley. Yeah, these colours are fab. I love that fresh freesia. So pretty. I might actually shed a tear. If they don't bring that out, I'm hoping, my hope is, okay, that we have a colour revamp next year and that they bring fresh freesia in. Should I just sandbox it like a million times? And then they might do it. Ah, thank you. This card is special. Yeah, it's a bit like me. It's a special card. And then we'll just pop a few sequins on, I think. I'm going to go for the big ones. I'm going to go for the same, I think. I don't know. I'm not going to go crazy, but just like a little crazy. I could probably get away with some of those gold ones as well to match that rose gold. There or there. I'm rubbish with gem placement. Somebody said to me the other day, gem placement is harder than it should be, and they are so right. I'm going to go there, there, and there. And then let's have a little look at some of these. Is that a bit crazy? Some of these little ones. They're so fiddly as well. Oh, I'm just, yeah, these will look good. These will look good. I'm doing it. I don't know where else though. I should put one down here. Okay, let's go for the big ones first, because I know I'm doing those. So I use the take your pick tool like this. and I use the other side. So I pick up and I use that to peel off. Oh, Katie, thank you. And you're special to me too, all of you. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Hope I'm not keeping you all up too late. But I wanted to do something with this sweet too. I couldn't decide, but I'm going to go for it. Got to have the gold sequins too. I can't wait to photograph this tomorrow in like proper light. I'll take a photo tomorrow and then share it on my Instagram and my Facebook, which if you don't follow, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as the Songbird Stamper. And I probably ought to do the business thing as well. If you like any of these products that you've seen me use in this demonstration today, please visit my website, www.thesongbirdstamper.co.uk, or click a link to my shop, which is in the description below, which will take you through to where you can purchase any of these products. And you can come and join my team too, which is always good fun. Loads going on, especially coming up. And start your crafting journey with a fab offer as well. That in colour offer is awesome. So I think we're done. Unless anybody can think of anything else that we need to throw at this card. I quite like that under the shaker, actually. It's like really subtle. I'm often not a fan of shakers, and I think it's because they're a bit in your face. But that's just really, really nice. And you can see all those sequins when you stand it up. Thank you, Katie. Ah, thanks, Shirley. We got there in the end, didn't we? I did wonder at one point whether I was going to get there. And look, out of all of these pieces I die cut, I've only used 2 of them. So I've got lots more to play with as time goes on. But it's really, really pretty stamp set, that one. Yep, lovely stamp set. So I can see me using more of that. Zhuzh my flower up a little bit. Double bow, sequins galore. True Beauty Bundle, or I think a Wash with Beauty Bundle. True Beauty stamp set, organic beauty dyes. Thank you so much for sticking with me. So let me bring in the card we made earlier too. A little bit like that. It's a bit messy now, so to kind of push everything out to the side. Straight, there we go. It's all back to front on my computer, so it's really, really hard to see what's straight and what's not. There we go. 2 cards. Quite different, using completely different sets. Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate you coming along. Thank you, Mandy. And well done to all of you for sticking around for 1 hour and 23 minutes today. Long one. But I hope you'll agree, totally worth it. And yeah, photos will be over on my social media over the coming days. I'll probably do them separately because they look very different, don't they? And I will catch up with you all not next Thursday. Okay, I won't be here next Thursday. I have to work, sadly. I may choose to do a Thursday daytime live, or I may do a Thursday daytime video and then premiere it. It's not something I've ever done before, but I'm going to ask some questions because I think I can premiere it and it will look like it's live. Ah, thank you, Shirley. Yeah, have a look over there in the coming days. You'll see loads of you go back and look at all the other things I've made because that's where I post all my photographs. But thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I won't see you next week, but I should see you the week after. Again, all the notifications will be up on my Facebook. But if you're subscribed to this, you'll get a notification when I'm coming live. So have a fabulous weekend. I hope the sun's shining for you. And I will catch you all again really, really soon. Thank you, Katie. I'm sure it will. We'll have a lot of fun tomorrow. And yeah, enjoy your weekends. Bye, everybody.